Hey everybody, this is Doug Schaff with Remax Oceanside and Make Maine Your Home.com. This is episode 3, and we're going to talk about Winterfest South Portland. Have you ever been driving into a town and on the sign you see the Rotary logo, Rotary International, or the local Rotary Club logo, and maybe you're like, what the heck is Rotary? Or maybe you do know what it is. But Rotary, I'm a member of the South Portland Cape Elizabeth Rotary Club. We do a lot of great things for the community. It's a charity organization, and one of the things that we put on is Winterfest South Portland. It's a great event, and it's a free event for the community. And I'm going to sit down and talk to Tony Wagner and Bev Altenburg. They are fellow committee members for Winterfest, and just going to talk to them a little bit about what Rotary is and what Winterfest is. So let's do this. All right, guys, I made it over to see Tony Wagner and Bev Altenburg. We're in the Rotary Club together, the South Portland Cape Elizabeth Rotary Club, and we also sit on the committee for Winterfest South Portland. And it's a great event coming up January 25th and 26th. It's a Friday night and Saturday during the day. Friday night at Mill Creek, Saturday at Wainwright Field. But before we talk too much more about Winterfest, I thought we'd talk a little bit about Rotary and a little bit about Bev and Tony. So I'll start with you, Beth. Hi.
Hi.
When did you join the Rotary Club?
I joined the Rotary Club about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And so I was a late bloomer when it comes to Rotary. And I knew a few people in the club, and people had encouraged me to join after I retired from my career. Mm-hmm. And it took me a few years, and then I did, and I'm really glad I did. I was reaching a point where it was time to give back. Yeah. And this was a good way to do it, and also just to have something to do as far as meeting new people.
What do you do when you're retired? Routine?
Exactly. Yeah. Meeting new people.
Yeah.
Even though I knew some of the members, but I didn't. I have met a lot of really wonderful people.
Meet me.
Got to meet
That's
you.
Good.
I already knew this one. For
you
a
guys
long
go
time.
way back, right?
She still joined, even though I was in the club.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I hesitated.
That's the impressive part. Yeah.
Right. And it's been really nice. And you can do as much as you want, or you can do, for people who are working, as much like you.
Yeah. Great.
You give what you can.
Yeah.
And I think it's been very fulfilling.
Yeah. Now, working with you in the club, you're great at just getting in there, getting things done. You're especially great at like the higher level things, making sure like everything's kind of moving in the right direction. What was your career? What did you do? What made you like this?
I don't know that made me like this, but I spent over 30 years at Unum.
Okay. Yeah, great.
In various positions. Started out in the Chicago office, and then got married, moved to Maine, married a Mainer.
Yeah. And
worked in the home office then for about 20 more years.
Great. Awesome. Well, good. So we'll move over to you, Tony, for a minute.
Yes.
You've been around forever.
Yep.
When did you join the club? Tell us a little bit about that.
I joined the club in 1982, so I'm at 36 and a half years roughly. When I moved to Maine, about 6 months after I moved here, I joined because I wanted to meet more people than just the two schoolmates that I knew back from my academy days. And one of those people was an instructor at college for me, Bill York, and he nominated me and got me in. And I wanted to meet some folks, and I wanted to be involved with the community. It's kind of in our family DNA. Both of my parents were extremely active. My brother and sister are extremely active. Yeah. So, and it worked out well, and I like it. I'm involved in district stuff as well as club stuff, so I can be involved somewhat with the international aspect of Rotary, as well as the local fundraising and charitable work, project work that we do here. Yeah. And it's been a good run, and I still like it, and I enjoy what I'm doing.
You do a lot for Rotary, that's for sure. We all know Tony.
You do.
Yeah. What'd you do for work?
My background is I have a mechanical engineering degree, specifically marine engineering. I have a background in Navy and merchant marine with a Coast Guard license. I did some operations at the beginning for a power company in New York, and then moved into sales in '76, which was the best thing that I ever could have done. Being an engineer, you don't typically think you're going to go into sales.
Yeah, it's an interesting
but a
transition.
chemical company brought me here in '82, as I mentioned. I had spent 20 years with them. And then I sold instrumentation products and pumping equipment products for 2 other companies. So my background is really sales management, field type management.
Yep.
I managed individual employees, and I also managed reps and distributors across the country and actually across the world to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So my background is sales marketing. I have a master's in human resources, which helps me on the people side of stuff. And in Rotary, you got to be nimble because we're working with volunteers.
Yeah.
So my background served me well and helps me in what I do for Rotary.
Yeah, that's great. So speaking of Rotary, or getting back into the Rotary conversation, again, let's talk a little bit about what Rotary is, what it does, maybe, both on an international level and then hyper-local here in South Portland, Cape Elizabeth. Like in a nutshell, what can you tell us what Rotary is all about?
Well, if I had to give a quick elevator speech, Rotary is a worldwide organization of women and men that have a common theme in wanting to give back service-wise, as Bev said. We're basically like-minded professionals that want to get things done and see things happen and improve the world. Rotary started in 1905 with 4 members, led by Paul Harris. We now number 1.2 million members in almost 36,000 clubs worldwide, and we have another 800,000 associated Rotarian type folks in other organizations that we support at the high school, college level, and with some international project work. Yeah. So about 2 million members worldwide. We're an inverted organization. We are members actually of the South Portland Cape Elizabeth Rotary Club, which was founded in 1962. We're not members of Rotary International. Rotary International is the supporting organization that helps clubs be successful.
Right.
So we're kind of an inverted organization with all the clubs up top and then everybody that supports the clubs down below that. We work in 6 areas of focus: maternal health and child care, disease prevention, and water and sanitation. And if you consider a pyramid, those are the 3 bottom legs. You need to have health, you need to have water, and you need to have ways to control diseases. If that's achieved, then we can move to the next level up that we're involved with literacy and business and economic development, so people can sustain themselves. And we hope by addressing those 5 areas that our new and biggest campaign will be to address world peace. We currently operate 6 world peace centers. They're degreed centers. We have about 800 to 900 ambassadors already across the world that have been trained in that area, and that's one of the areas that Rotary is focusing on. Right. Here locally, we do our tree sale and we do our Winterfest. We do some other fundraising activity. We're known for hands-on projects, so we're known for paying for different events, different equipment in Cape Elizabeth and South Portland, and I guess that's a pretty good overview.
Well, we also give scholarships for the education part. We do
our literacy
right,
aspect.
and we get high school kids involved, hoping to get the volunteer theory out there young, to the younger people, and teaching them to give back. Many of our children are very privileged, and then many are not. Right. And so I think we're able to help both.
And that's an interesting point, because Winterfest itself, being a free event for the greater Portland community, not just for South Portland, we're trying to create opportunities for those that perhaps can't go skiing. Right.
Can't go skiing every weekend.
Can't go skiing on the weekend, have some activity in the winter. To get out in the fresh air and use the facilities that are here in the city of South Portland. Right.
Yeah. That's great. Well, let's jump right into Winterfest. So Winterfest this year is January 25th, Friday night, over at Mill Creek, like a skating party, and then Saturday, January 26th, over at the Wainwright Sports Complex. Bev, let's talk a little bit about what Winterfest, what happens there. Let's talk about Friday night first. It's like a skating party.
It's a skating party, and anyone who's been to Mill Creek knows how beautiful it is this time of year. They leave
It's awesome.
Christmas lights up, and it's so pretty, and it's a beautiful skating pond. There's a gazebo there. We're going to have a live band.
Yeah, and that's new this year,
Stone-free.
right? Stone-free, yeah.
And they're going to be playing in the gazebo. We're going to have a fire pit with s'mores and coffee and hot chocolate, and 5:30 to 7:30. So come on out. It's free. We're going to have games on the ice.
Yeah.
And again, the Rotarians will be hosting all of that.
Great.
So it should be a lot of fun.
Should be, absolutely. Now, when we do this event, a lot of it is really comes from the sponsors that we have. The businesses in the community that help out doing this. Are any of the businesses going to be there Friday night, kind of showing their head and showing their faces coming out? I know Bath Savings is a big part of the event, right?
They're the major sponsor.
Yeah. And who are some other sponsors that we have, Tony?
Some of the other sponsors, Town and Country may be at the event on Friday night as well, and a couple of others that put teams out. But the other key sponsors we have are Port Harbor Marine, and they're our second level sponsor below Bath. They're actually the organization that provided the ice rink many years ago for Winterfest 2. And that facility is over at Wainwright, and we still use that today. And then we have Triana Waste Systems, we have Saco Benefit Savings, and we have the Millows and Embers Stove Shop.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I might add there are 100 businesses, almost exactly 100 businesses, that have donated financially, and then others have provided like-kind support, like in construction, building the sledding hill, and stuff like that.
And gift certificates.
And gift certificates, prizes, that sort of thing.
For the prizes.
The business community has really turned to, which is part of what we wanted to do.
Right.
Certainly Rotary and the city run the event, but we needed the business community to be the third leg when we first started this back in 2012, the first Winterfest.
Right. Yeah, and those are the companies that really help bring this whole thing together. So
we couldn't do it without them.
Correct, right. And that's what makes it a free event. So let's jump to Saturday. What happens on Saturday is, first off, and this is like the big day for Winterfest. Saturday is it. First thing in the morning is the pancake breakfast, right? Who puts that on?
The Lions Club.
Yeah.
So we work very closely with the Lions Club on various things throughout the year, but they are going to host a breakfast at the South Portland Community Center. And there's going to be a band, the Cul-de-Sacs, is going to be playing there as well. Yep. And then everyone heads over to Wainwright, which is out on Highland Avenue.
Yep.
And that's where the rest of the activities will be, and there'll be things like free ice skating, a sledding hill, there's going to be an obstacle course. We have a hot wing contest, and it's not how many wings you can eat, it's how fast can you eat the hot wings, and there aren't a lot of them. And then
Sorry, I got to pause right there, because a couple years ago I was able to witness the wing eating contest, and seeing Tony cry while he was eating the wings was awesome.
I was actually laughing.
You were laughing so hard.
It looked like I was crying.
Looked like it, right. Yeah.
And one of the most popular things is too, we have a cardboard sled contest. So people bring their sleds, they sign up ahead of time, and we judge them, and then we're also going to give a prize this year for the one that goes farthest down the sledding hill.
That's right.
So we'll have two prizes.
Get your jets ready
for the cardboard sled contest.
Plus we have Touch a Truck. We'll be doing that again this year, and we have the very...
why don't you explain a little bit what that is?
Touch a Truck is a series of people with large equipment, like Triana Waste and Keenan Construction, and the fire department bringing their big engine over, and police equipment. And the kids get to climb all over that and ask questions and make believe they're driving it and honk the horns and all that type of stuff. And we also have the very popular horse carriage ride, which is packed for the whole time it's operating. And then various competitive events on the ice throughout the day.
Right. And then at 6:30 at night, there's free skating too, just family skating. And then at 6:30 at night, we're going to have fireworks, which we have done for the past several years. And a lot of people come to that.
The fireworks are awesome. Yeah, I mean, how often do you get to see fireworks in the winter, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they're really impressive, and a lot of people come out to them. So there's also, just to throw out there, there's also going to be food trucks there. Bring a little bit of spending money just for the food trucks and the pancake breakfast, but the rest of it, all the events are free. Again, thanks to the sponsors. But this is an awesome event, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about how this event gets started. I know, Tony, I think you were involved when it
I was
first got
involved.
rolling.
The original concept came from a Rotary club president. He was club president during our 50th anniversary year, 2011 to go into 2012,
Okay.
and he wanted to have our club provide a significant gift to both the town of Cape Elizabeth and the city of South Portland to commemorate our anniversary. The club did not want to tap into our existing fundraising dollars, because we wanted to keep those programs like scholarships going and not steal from that money.
Right.
So the club agreed to develop another means to an alternate fundraiser in order to pay for these two events. The goal for the 2012 Winterfest was $15,000, which was the material cost for the skating shelter that now sits at Mill Creek Park. That had a total value of over $30,000 when we include the labor, 80-90% of which were Rotarians that actually built that,
Right.
And then provided the money. So that was one gift. And the second gift that was decided on for Cape Elizabeth was to start the process of building the children's garden in Fort Williams Park. And we provided, again, about that amount of money, $17,500 for the initial concept for the Winter's Garden, which may not have happened if we hadn't stepped forward to be the lead folks.
To do that, yeah.
And then in addition, we rounded that donation up. Donations were rounded up to help the garden along the process. So that too had about $31,000 in total giving. So our two gifts were about $30,000, one to each town.
Yeah.
But it was separate. It was new money, and that's why it came about.
Right, because of the fundraising
Right.
from Winterfest.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
great. Okay.
And then Winterfest 2014, we changed things up a bit. The city approached us. They wanted a partner organization that can make things happen. They saw that we could do that because they saw the picnic shelter, the skating shelter being built. And they approached us and said, we'd like to partner with you to make it bigger and better. We'd like to expand our use of the Wainwright facility,
Yeah.
which we did not use the first year. And so it's been history ever since. It's a working partnership between the city and Rotary. There are certain things they do we can't do. And there are things we do that they can't do, like we can do fundraising.
Right.
And we can put 45 people out on Friday and Saturday to run the event, and they can't do that.
Right.
So it works very well, and it's been a great partnership.
That's great. Thanks, guys. I think we covered a lot today. And again, this is a free event, all because of our sponsors. And as you've heard, a lot of the money goes to, things like skating shelter and other things in the community. A lot of people probably don't even realize that we did the skating shelter in the children's garden. So that was really awesome. You got any final thoughts, Bev, on Winterfest? Anything coming up?
Obstacle course is new, the
Yeah.
band.
The disc hockey.
Yeah.
Oh.
The disc golf
Disc
will be there.
golf.
Yeah.
Disc
Okay.
golf, yeah.
And a lot of work goes into putting Winterfest on. We're part of the committee. There's a few other members that really help out here. When does all the work get started on this? I mean, is this something that that starts in the summertime? I mean,
We actually start in August
yeah,
with our first meetings with the city of South Portland and
yeah,
start feeling out, contacting some of our accounts, the take out the ads and the sponsors, just getting things organized. We have to get permits for a lot of things, and we couldn't do it, of course, without the city of South Portland. They're wonderful,
right.
wonderful to work with. So, but it's a process. It
Great.
takes a lot of time.
It does.
We ran numbers a couple of times, and the Rotarian part of it alone puts in between 800 and 900 hours of work to prepare and execute the event.
Right.
And then the city puts in a good number of hours in their own planning piece, as well as their people that are on site during the event.
Right.
So let's figure there's over 1,000, 1,100 hours of work put into it, and that's why we would really like you to come
Right.
and benefit from those hours of work.
Yeah,
That's why we did it. The payback is when we look out on Friday night and all day Saturday and see all the people enjoying it, and we can look at each other and say, we made that happen. That feels good.
Right.
And that's why we joined Rotary.
Yeah, and that actually reminded me what I was thinking about was the attendance piece of it. You know, people, the attendance have been getting better and better each year. I don't know if we have any exact numbers on how many people come, but I know we've talked a little bit about how many people do come. Do we know?
It's 1,500 to 2,000, and then another between the 2 days, and then some repeat people come back for the fireworks, but that probably has
Right.
another 1,000 there.
Right.
Parking lot's jammed.
Parking lots, yeah, exactly.
So
And I've heard about people over in the houses that live near Wayne, right? You know, they're sitting in their house, you know, staying warm, watching it. Yeah. but yeah, it's been a great event seeing that many people come out. So.
And if you need more information, you may want to comment on where they can.
Yeah. Let's end with that. You know, the event is January 25th, Friday evening over at Mill Creek, and Saturday, January 26th at Wainwright. The best place to get information is on the Facebook page at facebook.com/South Portland Winterfest. And check it out. There's tons of information there. You can see all the events that are going to be happening. You can sign up for things and all that kind of stuff. So great. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Doug.
All right. We'll see you soon.